Hey everyone and welcome back. This week, we're looking at three key markets that are on every trader's radar: the US100, GBPJPY, and gold. With recent economic data releases, central bank moves, and company earnings in the mix, these markets are bound to show some interesting activity. So let's dive into what to expect in the events shaping each one. 1. US 100 market. First up, let's talk about the US 100. Wall Street has seen a rally ever since Donald Trump's election, largely fueled by expectations of tax cuts and a generally pro-business environment. But this week, things may take a turn. The big player to watch? Nvidia. As the world's largest tech company, Nvidia's earnings release on Wednesday after the market closes is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated events of the season. The tech sector has been on a roller coaster, with Nvidia seeing significant volatility. Investors expect a big boost in Nvidia's revenue. However, the company will need to not just meet but exceed these high expectations to keep investors happy. If Nvidia's numbers come in lower than anticipated, or if there's even a hint of future earnings concerns, we might see a more pronounced pullback in the US 100. But if Nvidia hits a home run, the rally in the index could find new legs. For traders, it's worth watching the broader tech sector's response to Nvidia's earnings. Given the impact of one major company on an entire index, Nvidia's report could create a ripple effect, influencing how the US 100 performs throughout the week. 2. GBPJPY. Next, let's dive into the GBPJPY, which is heavily influenced by inflation dynamics in both the UK and Japan. Central banks in these countries are currently on divergent paths. On Wednesday, we'll see the UK's CPI inflation report, followed by Japan's inflation data on Friday. These releases are crucial for determining the central bank's next moves. The Bank of England has been voicing concerns about inflation, but they're in a tricky spot as they've already started cutting rates. On the flip side, the Bank of Japan is slowly tightening as inflation remains comparatively low in Japan. If inflation data from the UK comes in high, it could signal that the Bank of England might need to slow or even halt its rate-cutting cycle, adding support to the British pound. Conversely, if UK inflation comes in lower than expected and Japan's inflation shows upward pressure, the GBPJPY pair might see some corrective movement. This could extend the downtrend we saw last week as investors weigh the potential for continued rate cuts in the UK against possible tightening in Japan. Traders should keep an eye on these inflation reports, as they're pivotal for the GBPJPY's direction. Expect potential volatility after each release, as markets digest the data and reassess their expectations for future policy moves by both central banks. 3. Gold market. Finally, let's talk about gold. The Trump trade narrative, or the ongoing influence of Trump's policies on markets, is still very much alive and continues to shape the landscape for commodities, especially gold. Gold has been in a downtrend, with the dollar and yields rising in anticipation of stronger U.S. economic data and policy actions. However, historically, gold has often consolidated after U.S. elections for 20 to 30 sessions. So, where does that leave us this week? Well, the key lies in the upcoming U.S. economic reports, particularly data on jobless claims, real estate, and consumer sentiment. If we see weaker than expected numbers in these areas, it could give gold a boost as a potential hedge against economic uncertainty. For now, gold traders might want to focus on the short-term support and resistance levels, as any surprises in the economic data could trigger a corrective rally. However, if U.S. economic numbers come in strong, we may see continued downside pressure on gold. Either way, this week will be critical for understanding if gold is set to consolidate further or potentially rally on weaker data. So, there you have it, 3 markets to watch closely this week. The US 100, with Nvidia's earnings being a major catalyst; GBPJPY, influenced by key inflation data from the UK and Japan; and gold, which continues to be affected by the ongoing Trump trade narrative and upcoming U.S. economic reports. Make sure to keep a close eye on these events as they unfold. They're likely to bring some action to the charts. As always, remember to stay disciplined with your trading strategy and don't rush into trades without assessing the data. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more insights and analysis every week. Comment below and let us know which market you're most excited about. Is it the US 100, GBPJPY, or gold? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned, trade smart, and see you next time on Fusion Sphere. Good luck, and happy trading!